What's going on? It's your boy Sherman at Sherman's Domain on Twitter. This week in journalism, it's the tentative title for a new series. I am a writer. If you didn't know that before this channel, I write. I still write, obviously, and I wanted to create a series that highlights some of the best journalism that I've read in a week. I read a lot of stuff. Whenever I see something that hits my interest, I click on it, I favorite it so I could read it later, it's in my email, whatever. So this week I wanted to, try this out with a pilot episode, and I would love to know your feedback in the comment section. So let's get right into it. Rap Genius. They made a history of Kendrick Lamar and Drake's Subliminal War. The thing that I really loved about this article is that it paints the picture of like the subliminals between the two. I think on its own, it's like sometimes it's cool. You think about it, you're like, oh, that might be about Drake. But in the context of actually having the timeline, it fits really well because then you get to see like, oh, Drake said this here, and then Kendrick responded here. I remember it was the language. Drake said he was the kid with the motor mouth, and then on a J-Rock song that I don't even think I really listened to like that, Kendrick responded and said like he's trying to break down your motor mouth, and I thought it was cool. And it's a good article, especially just to see like they have some of the sharpest subliminals in the game because they're clearly about each other, but they're not like I think a good subliminal is one that hits the person, the right target, without having to say their name. A lot of subliminals, they might be like a wide scope. They could be about anybody. But in the case of Drake and Kendrick, when they said lines about each other, you knew it was about each other. You know, they would cleverly respond to things that were said. And I think it's worth the read. The second article comes from Complex, a possible theory of Beyonce's Lemonade. Now, we know how personal Beyonce's Lemonade album is, and it kind of fits to a narrative that of like the public image that the Carters had in the past couple years. I mean, let's start with the infamous elevator incident. You can talk about like how certain records sync up, and I think that's what makes this theory so believable is that like these events kind of sync up with the actual music. And then there's obviously some speculation behind the scenes of stuff because they don't show it all. But like a record like I think it's Hold Up is what they compared to as the elevator incident, and then the next track after that is like the Aftermath. And then a record like Sandcastles is like renewing their vows because there was rumors that they split. So it's a cool theory. And it's one that could be believable. That's what makes Beyonce's Lemonade such a good album is that there's been all this speculation and I think it works out. The third article comes from DJ Booth, The Evolution of Chance the Rapper's Videos. One of my favorite writers is Yo. He writes for DJ Booth. And I love when he does these pieces about the history of a rapper's videos. It kind of shows you, sometimes you can connect them. I think he did one about The Weeknd last summer that kind of connects all the videos from Beauty Behind the Madness and what they mean, like subliminally, because you had the same kind of people here and there. But with Chance's videos, you kind of see that he's always been as good and creative as he always is. I'm not a huge fan yet, but he has been growing on me, and I think this article helps because it illustrates how creative he has been with the videos. Some rappers in the past have had very bad videos. You look online and see like their first few videos and you're like, what were they thinking when they did this? But with Chance, he's always had this like strong sense of quality, and I think that goes into like his whole career. He just knows how to do things the right way, and that's why he is where he is. That's why he's so highly anticipated with his upcoming project Chance 3. And it's good to see, just like that in the video realm. The last article that I wanted to talk about was a Drake interview from 2006. It was released a couple days before Views came out. It's with What's Really Good Mag, and there is a gold mine of quotes. I think the one thing that I walked away with is that Drake has always been the same person. He's still like the vulnerable person that he is in his music, and he's still after the women, lusting after them. I mean, in the outro of the interview, he shouts out a chick named Yasmin, that he was talking to as he was conducting the interview. So it's funny to see Drake, and he calls her like a dime of all dimes. And it's just funny to see like Drake and just what he was thinking and going through. Like, this is when he released Room for Improvement. So this is like the beginning of Drake's musical career, and he addresses how the feedback has been and why he hasn't signed to a major label yet, and he just talks about not doing drugs and having mediocre intercourse. It's hilarious. There are a lot of good quotables from this, and if you ever wanted to see what Drake was like a decade ago, this is your chance. This is the time. So you can read all of the articles that I've talked about in the description below. I'll number them 1, 2, 3, 4 clearly, so you can check them out. And I would love to know your thoughts on these articles. Which ones did you like? Which ones didn't you like? Is there any articles that you read this past week that were good? I would love to know that as well, because I always like reading stuff. So talk to me in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.